Well, I'm on the farm today out here next to my barn, and it's the middle of July. I thought I'd give a little hay update for July. The sun's trying to break out, but there's also storm clouds. We've had unsettled weather pretty much the whole month of July so far. Every couple of days or every day we're having thunderstorms. The heat has been into the 90s a lot. I got to pull my Farmall 350 into the barn. Having some fuel delivery issues on that, so I haven't really been using it. So we have finished our first cutting of hay, and we've been finished for a while. I've got videos that have been coming out. I think the last video I had was tedding some hay up there on the hill, and with the Vermeer TR90 and my John Deere 5055D, and we got some more videos finishing off that effort with the Massey Ferguson 1105 and my John Deere 335 baler. We round baled that hay, and there's my 348 John Deere square baler. I've sold a fair amount of hay. I had a customer in here yesterday that took out a truck and a pickup truck and a trailer load, and so right here is what I got left, and got some round bales right in here, got just a little bit of square bale over here, and then what you see here stacked up. See if I can walk around to the other side without breaking my head. There's the 335 John Deere, but this year when we stacked, the goal was to keep all three openings of the barn clear, and the idea here is to put first cutting parallel to the entrance of the door on both sides, and then when we get into second cutting, we'll either stack it on top, or we'll probably come out this way a little bit and maybe still stack on top depending on how much we've got. And then with the round bales, the goal here is to be able to just drive straight in out of this side door and come in and spear a bale and load it on somebody's truck. So I didn't feel that we would fill this out with round bales. I really don't want to make a lot of round bales because there's hardly no money as far as selling those things, but it does enable me to make hay with minimal labor, and then we can, to the extent that space allows, the number one priority for this barn is hay storage. And there's been many times when I've had to park everything outside because this whole barn was full, and but to the extent possible, if there's space, we'll bring equipment in into each door, and if I'd had more, well, I did have more first cutting on this side, but it would go all the way out to that wall, just like that hay's doing, and then we would have customers come in and either load them from this door with the squares, or we'd pull something out so they could back up to the stack on either side of the door. And that's kind of what I'm trying this year, and I kind of like it. But our yield is down because we did not fertilize for the first cut. I did fertilize for second cut, and I've got a video on that. We'll just walk on out here. All of this, where I had it cleared this past year, where the forester mulcher came in and took out all those autumn olives, it's not ready for prime time as far as planting the field. There's still a lot of sticks and debris in there we got to get out. I've just let it grow up, but I am going to put a bush hog to it here pretty soon. And there's one part back over in there that extends out on the other side of the barn I might try to take a second cutting off that, but I don't think I would want to run my baler on this ground, even if it was nice grass. Obviously we wouldn't bale up that crap, but there's just too many sticks and things like that yet that need to be picked up. We picked up a bunch of them. We got a burn pile, and there's some round bales that I had a video where I round baled all the bottom bales out of the barn earlier this year. There's a video on that, and I'll probably sell those for mulch. Might not get but a few bucks, but something's better than nothing. So out here's my east field, and we fertilized this field and the west field out there, and it's kind of streaky. I don't know if you can see it in the video here, but there's dark places and lighter places, and I don't know. I've never encountered where I've been off, and it's either I didn't get the fertilizer spaced evenly, or I overlapped too much and I burn it. It could be one or the other, but I'll tell you, where the fertilizer made it to the ground, the grass is thick. I mean, it's like, you know, this is some thick, there's thick grass in there. And so my thought was I would bale this the week of July 4th, and I actually took vacation, and but we had unsettled weather the whole week, thunderstorm after thunderstorm, that kind of kept me out of here. The goal was to cut this and maybe hit it again with fertilizer, with a third cut coming into September, late August or September. But what's happened is, and then I was going to spray it too, but when you, here's what my dilemma is. When you spray your fields, there's a period of time that you have to wait, sometimes 15, sometimes 30 days, according to the label. And so I've been reluctant to spray, because there may be a window that I can get in here and cut this anyway. And my fear is, if I don't cut it, then we may see some foxtail come in, and there's a little bit of horse nettle in here. There's more in my west field, but I'd say what I got in here right now with the fertilizer is right competitive, and a competitive stand of grass is really the best weed control there is. But there may be a window the last week of July. I'm looking at that, but it changes. They'll forecast clear skies for 3 or 4 days. I mean, total sunny skies, and then you get a little closer to those days, and then they change. It's thunderstorms every night. So I'm not quite sure what to expect with the weather. The worst case is I will come in and spray this. If we get to a certain point, I will come in and spray it if it looks like I'm not going to be able to take off a third cut, if it just lingers on, and I'll essentially get the growth of the third cut in here. It just might not be very great hay because of everything that might grow in with it, but one way or the other, the volume will be there, whether it's second or third cut. So I don't foresee me planting anything in this field. I may overseed. I've got an old bag of Timothy, a couple old bags of Timothy I might throw in here this over the winter and see if they'll take. But I don't really foresee me necessarily taking hay off this field next year, maybe the year after that. So it needs a fair amount of attention, and it's my hay operation. I'll do as I wish, and I'm not in a particular hurry to bring this thing online until it's ready. But when it does come online, this is going to be a terrific hay field right here next to the barn too. So here's my 335 John Deere round baler. I feel like it's going pretty good, but the twine is not being delivered as far to that side as it could be, and I got to look and make some adjustments. One thing I've noticed, and if you notice in the videos, and by the way, I may have mentioned earlier, but I've got videos that preceded this one that are still out in June. And I mean, we finished first cutting about a month ago. So the videos that you'll see of me haying are in June, and no later than the middle of June, I think is what it is. In any event, so I've got a video of raking hay on the hill, and then I got a couple of videos running the round baler up there. So when you see those, don't think I'm doing first cutting in the middle of July, even though it says first, it'll say first cutting on the videos. But I thought the John Deere did a pretty good job. We're still in a learning curve with it, and as I mentioned, it's not delivering the twine to the right of the baler, to the right of the bale, as probably it should. So I think there's a twine arm adjustment there. What I'm finding is, if I get past this mark right here, when you see the next round bale video, which will probably come out later, I don't know, it might be a week from now, I'm not sure, but when this little needle right here comes down past this last mark, that's when the absence of twine on this side causes the bale to be flared. And this little bale right here, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. I got twine down in here, but over here to the edge there's no twine, and then over here it's right on the edge. So I believe I can adjust that to bring all the twine this way a little bit, and I've had some pretty good comments on some of my videos. So the round baler is working, I feel like, as it should, and I don't know that we'll make any more round bales. We'll just have to see when we get into our second cutting. It's possible that some of those other fields may grow back in on the hill and down in our low ground, and I might have some opportunities to make some second cutting round bales. Actually, it's probably a given. So, you know, I'm hearing on the internet a lot, people are talking about hay shortages and droughts, and it's been really dry here. Other than when we got into July, it seemed like the thunderstorms came. But there's a big difference than a hard 15-minute thunderstorm and a soaking 2-day rain. And we really haven't had those soaking rains up until probably I think a couple of days ago we had one, but it was a soaking rain, but it wasn't like an all day thing, and that's what we need. So we've had a pretty good run coming here into July and getting ourselves ready for second cutting. Things have seemed to work pretty good. We've got a flat tire on the Model 50, the original Model 50 that you saw me running with my sickle bar mower. I can put air in it and it'll last, all day and probably the next day, but that's on the list to get fixed over the winter. The Farmall 350, it's kind of bugged me. I haven't been able to use it around the farm because it's handy as a pocket knife as far as pulling wagons and doing things like that. And of course it's a backup, as you saw in my videos. Last fall, I ran my Heston hay bind and my John Deere 348 baler on it. I made that equal angle hitch. So I'm anxious to get the 350 back online, and I'll get to all that kind of stuff. But it's right now it's just a beautiful day here on the farm. These big doors in this barn, the breezes blow through, and it's really nice. So that's really the video for the day. Hay update, July 2023. Hope you enjoyed it. And we're kind of anxious to get a second cutting now, or we're going to call a timeout on it and do it when we get on out towards Labor Day in September. Realistically, that's probably what's going to happen. But we've had a pretty good run, as I mentioned, coming into July here with getting our hay up and the equipment kind of sort of working like it's supposed to. So feel free to comment, hit the like button, subscribe. We've got more haying videos coming, and once we get past our second cutting, then we got projects going into the fall and winter, as every farm does. So that's it for the video today, and we'll catch you on the next one.